All right, so my buddy Dan did a video talking about his cars that he's owned, and I'm a car nut myself, so I thought I would do something very similar, talk about the cars I've owned and the ones that I've traded in on other vehicles. So first off, don't worry, I don't use these as a security question, so I'm not worried about that. Trust me, I've thought about that. So the first vehicle that I had, I never drove it. It was a motorhome, Class C motorhome. I just never drove in it. I did sleep in it for a while at my mom and dad's property. The second vehicle that I had, though, was my first actual car. It was a '83 Honda Civic. That thing I paid $500 for. I ended up replacing that one with an '88 Chevy Sprint, which had a 3-cylinder engine. That one I drove to Fort Drum. I traded that one in on a '96 Grand Am GT. Now the GT is not a performance package or anything like that. It's just an appearance package, which I did like the way it looked. Also liked the way it drove. One of my favorite cars that I've owned. After I got that, Jennifer needed to get a vehicle, so she got herself a vehicle, and it was a '96 Honda Civic. More about that later. But I traded in my Grand Am on a '98 Cherokee Sport. The only thing sport about it was the sticker. It was not sporty or anything like that. I did like the vehicle, but it was okay. That one I took to Alaska. I drove it to Alaska. Then we traded that '96 Honda Civic that Jennifer had. We traded in on a 2001 Pontiac Bonneville. That's the second vehicle that I absolutely loved. Both Pontiacs, loved the way they drove, loved the ergonomics of it. By far, two of my favorite cars that I've owned. My dad got us, because we went down to one vehicle, got rid of the Cherokee. My dad got us a van that kept breaking down on us. Jennifer was driving that one, and finally we just, after a couple of weeks, we ended up giving that back to him, saying, hey, this thing keeps breaking down. We're grateful for it, but it was just, we couldn't drive it. We ended up getting ourselves a '98 Chevy Venture minivan, which was an awesome minivan. We took that one, traded it in on our 2005 Chevy Suburban. That one we took to Germany and drove it all around Germany. Lots of fun stories about that. While we were in Germany, we got a '91 BMW 5 Series that I drove. And yes, it was a BMW, but it was a basic model. No air conditioning, anything like that. We got rid of that back in Germany. I came back to the States and basically got rid of my Bonneville and got a 2009 Chevy Traverse. I'll tell that story another time. When our Suburban, we traded that in on, I think it was a 2006 Saab 9.3. We were going to give that to Colton. I ended up keeping it, then traded it in on, I believe it was a 2009 Infiniti G37. I'd have to go back and find out, but I only had that thing a year, got rid of that, traded it in on my first truck. It was a 2015 Chevy Silverado. Drove that around for quite a few years. Then I traded in on a 19 Chevy 2500 Duramax diesel. Then that truck I traded in on my current truck, which is a 22 F250. But that is a rundown on the vehicles I've had. I've got some stories on some of them, which I will share in a different video. Sorry this one's so long.